I wanted to throw one more because this was probably the other most asked about topic was subwoofers. Should I have subwoofers? Should I add subwoofers? How do I do that? Does it matter? I don't know. Can you give a riff on subwoofers?
Subs are
obviously it's incomplete. It'll be an incomplete analysis, but a lot of people are asking.
Yeah, people want subs. They want low end, right?
They want low end, like you said. That's all music genres have lots of low end now, and people are aching for it. And rooms have lots of, room modes cancel out a lot of low end. Can you give some thoughts?
Yeah. If your low end is being cancelled because of room modes or because you're in the wrong position or the speaker's in the wrong position, it doesn't matter how much energy you put in. It doesn't matter what size speakers you have or how many subs you have. That's not going to help you. So if you have 8 subs like Dre at the front of the room, but you don't have any bass treatment and you sit in the middle, you're not hearing low end. It just doesn't. And you can add 8 more and it still won't matter. So subs, do we want to hear low end? We absolutely do. Is a sub the best way to do it? Sometimes it can be. Sometimes, what we often say is, look, why buy a speaker that doesn't do what you need and then add a solution, a Band-Aid at the bottom end? If you're buying a two-way, whatever, Genelec, Dynaudio, ATC, whatever, and adding a sub or 2 at the bottom, maybe you need a speaker that can make that low end in one package. And there are options for that from various people. Obviously, we love PMC. I work with them, own them. Spider works with them. So a speaker that does what you need, I would say that 98 or 9% of the subs I've ever heard in rooms, just going into a room for the first time, were set up, were in the wrong place, tuned incorrectly, often introducing more problems than not. When you think about in a small space, let's say we have good near fields, okay, the low end rolls off, let's say it's at 50 hertz and it starts rolling, and maybe it's a 12 dB per octave roll off. And it's like, okay, I don't have a great information at 40, but I have some, and I can lean in and sort of figure out what's going on there. It's not that loud, but it's kind of relatively uncorrupted. Once you add a subwoofer, you have low end arriving from 2 different speakers with different phase relationships. And here's something I just wanted to say today is people talk about phase like it's a binary, like it's in phase or it's out of phase. Phase, you can be in phase at 100 hertz and out of phase at 150. It's by frequency. And quite often when you are bringing speakers and subs together, you're bringing 2 roll-offs together, the high pass of the speaker and the low pass of the sub. The phase interaction, how they meet, is crucial, and it's almost always wrong, and it's very hard to do. Now, one solution is to buy your speakers and subs from the same manufacturer. So, for example, if you have the Neumann 310s, their sub is a bit of a pain in the ass, but it integrates very well with the 310s. Or if you buy PMCs, the PMC sub sort of integrates seamlessly. So that's one approach. I would say if your room is terrible, you may be better off with just near fields and headphones, maybe.
I've found that to be true for sure. Subs don't tend to help with bad rooms.
Yeah, we're very much an advocate if you're going to do subs to do a pair, although thinking of the sort of the guy or girl who's got a couple of grand and who's just getting going with a laptop, that we know that's overkill. But even a pair of like K or K subs is better than one Genelec sub, for example. I would rather a pair of cheap subs in the right place than one good sub, that's compromised in its position. So subs, the answer is, I guess it depends. First, I would ask the question, can I afford a speaker that will do it all in one speaker so I don't need subs? So even something like it depends what you're doing, but something like the 228 you have or the new PMC 6, that has enough low end to do a mix on without subs.
Thanks for watching. Just a reminder, all of this content is free. There's no secret knowledge here. We don't have sponsors. We don't run ads. We don't have a Patreon. All that we ask in return is that you share it with somebody. Thanks.